let's put them both where they belong. These are two of the best welterweight fighters in the world, no doubt about it. Usman is the best welterweight fighter right now in the world. And you're looking and saying, I think that first fight that they had, Usman came in. At that time, he was almost a pure wrestler. He was looking to take you down. He was looking to do ground and pound. He did not like to be on his feet for too long. And at the time, Leon Edwards, he didn't have crap for wrestling. His wrestling pretty much sucked. He just didn't understand some of the basic concepts of how to stop someone, especially someone as good as Usman was in the wrestling. And he just got taken down time and time again, and he got mauled by a guy that, he didn't understand how to get away from him. But that fight did a lot for Leon Edwards in that it changed Leon Edwards. It changed the way he trained. It changed what he was going to do. And he became a damn good grappler. He became a good wrestler. He understands what he needs to do now. He's a completely different fighter, same as Kamaru Usman is a completely different fighter now than when these guys matched up. How many was it? 8 years ago, 7 years ago?
Jeez, something like that.
Something like that. I mean, it's been a long time, but I've heard so many people, Usman's going to run through him. I don't think he's going to run through him. Leon Edwards is too good of a fighter. He is fast. And this is one of the things that people, when you are a good wrestler and you want to time things, when you're facing someone that is dangerous in the stand-up and really fast, it slows you down in making that move because you're not sure if you're being set up at that time. Is this the right time? And you hesitate. It's no different when Logan Storley fought, Michael Venom Page. The one thing Logan, we just spent time with Logan, and, I had talked to him before, and he said, John, I've never, ever in my life, even in, wrestling, you'll make moves and guys move fast. He goes, he was the fastest person I've ever seen in my life. He goes, he covered distance so fast, and he was so quick with some of the things. He goes, at times I was like, I got to really be careful here with, what I'm doing, because this guy moves and he moves at a speed that I am not used to. I wasn't able to get people that could mimic this speed, and I'm not quite used to it. He goes, man, it was a problem for me. That's Leon Edwards. He's got that kind of speed too. So I look at this. It is a great matchup. You can't ask for a better fight. Both of them, Usman has never lost in the UFC. I think Edwards has, one loss? He's got the draw with
he's got 3.
Bilal. What's that?
He's got 3.
In
No,
the
he's got
UFC?
3 losses overall. I'm saying in the
Okay,
UFC.
yep.
In the UFC.
In the UFC, he's only got Kamaru Usman, right?
Bilal's a no contest.
Oh no, hold on. Go back. He might have had one earlier.
Claudio
No.
Silva.
In the
Okay,
UFC.
Claudio Silva. I was in the UFC. Okay.
Mhm.
Split
First
decision.
time.
Okay. And so he's got 2 losses in the UFC, we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, he hasn't lost in a long time. That fight that he had with Bilal Muhammad said a lot, because Bilal Muhammad's a good wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
He's got good takedowns, and if you look at the way that he was able to take Vicente Luque down, it tells you, look, Bilal Muhammad is good. And in that fight that, he was having with Leon, it wasn't easy for him. He was having a hard time. Yeah, it got stopped on the eye poke, and that stuff can happen. But I look at this, I want to say they're both on over 10 fight win streaks. I know that, Kamaru is for sure, but Leon would be close. And so
9 plus a no contest. So
okay.
9 wins and then a no contest.
Yeah. You can't ask for a better main event. You can't ask for a better championship fight. I think it's, as good as the UFC can put together in this weight class. This is I know everyone loves Colby, and Colby's, fun to watch. This guy in Leon Edwards has got more skill. He may not be the wrestler that Colby is, but he's definitely a better striker. Mm-hmm. And now his wrestling has come up, and we're going to see how much it has against Usman, because if Usman decides to be the striker in this fight, he's making a mistake, Josh. That's a mistake that he does not need to lead himself down to. He needs to be the complete mixed martial artist. Use your wrestling. You know how to, you've beat him before. Go back to that blueprint because it worked the first time. I'm not saying you have to shoot him, the same way, but somewhere in there, you got to be looking towards getting that takedown and ground and pound.
Well, first I'm going to talk about the fight. Okay, I'm going to talk about the fact. I'm just going to talk about the fact that Kamaru Usman's wrestling pedigree is way better than Leon's. We saw that in the first fight. There's no doubt. Okay, the striking I'm going to give to Leon, not just off the speed, but the ability to put the combinations together and not just boxing centric. Because if he gets into a boxing match with Leon, he's going to get pieced up. Now, I'm not saying with the power that Usman possesses that he can't knock Leon out. We saw Leon get hurt against Nate. So we know it can happen. But that can happen with anybody when you're fighting the top 1 and 2 guys, top 1 and 5 guys. That could happen with any of them. So you can't overlook either fighter. But Kamaru Usman right now, there's a couple little things that kind of concern me. Never has it been his talent and his ability to wrestle and now learning how to strike and put everything together. His fight IQ is probably some of the best in the game. He's with the right camps, he's making sure he was with Sanford. Now he's with
he's
Trevor
still
Whitman.
training at Sanford.
He is not as much.
He goes back and forth.
Yeah, not as much, but and he's getting more one-on-one time, which is what he needs when you're the champ, because a lot of people are scoping on you, always trying to figure out what you're doing. They're always trying to steal what you're doing. They're always trying to figure out ways to beat you, game plan for you, those type of things. And Kamaru Usman is very smart about all of those things. He's made the right moves in his career. John, they are completely different fighters, like we said, from the first time they fought. Leon is a lot better grappler now. He's a lot better defensive wrestler now. He's a lot better at getting up off the bottom. His submissions off of his back are pretty damn good now, as well as his control and top control when he's on top. I would not be, just to be honest, I would not be surprised with his speed and his way and his what he did to who was the kid from Iceland? Hunter.
Gunnar
Nelson.
Yeah.
And I know he was able to take Gunnar down at will, and that's different levels of wrestling. I get it. One's more comfortable on being on their back, that type of stuff. But I'm simply saying that was an evolution of Leon Edwards, of getting takedowns, controlling the top position, attacking the Kimuras, attacking submissions. Those are all things that he wasn't doing before his loss to Usman.
Couldn't do it.
You could see the change in his attitude. The thing that I'm going to go a little bit off track, but I'm going to go a little bit in a direction that most people probably are not expecting me to, is that Usman right now is at the top of his game.
Mm-hmm.
But John, when you get to the top of your game and you've had so many wins and so much success and you're the champion, it gets kind of lonely up there at the top and you start thinking about other things like the 205-pound division. He just did another interview talking about, no, I'm for real. I'm talking about going there. You've got, and I'm going to be honest, outside of Colby Covington, Leon Edwards is the toughest fight he's had since the last time he fought Leon Edwards. I look at everybody else that he's beaten, Masvidal, all these other guys that he's beaten. They're not on the level of Leon Edwards.
Nope.
Only Colby Covington is. And they're way different styles of fights. Yep. Way different styles on how you fight those fights. And so I can't count Usman out. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. I'm simply saying, is he focused on the guy in front of him that he has already beat? Or is his eyes wandering to that next goal? And that happens. That happens quite a bit. People don't realize how difficult it is to stay the man.
To maintain that focus.
To maintain. It's easy. And what you have is a hungry Leon Edwards who's been waiting and the UFC's been making him wait. He's like the pit bull that you've been had in a cage and just jabbing him with a stick, getting ready to fight him. That's what he is right now. And Usman's Rocky in number 3. That's what Usman is right now. He's like the guy that came out who's getting ready to fight Clubber Lang. That's the feeling. That's the feeling that I get. You can't flip the channel without seeing Kamaru Usman without his shirt off. I'm a little jealous of that body, by the way. It was my little body.
If I was looking like Kamaru, I might be just
shirtless,
wearing a jacket too.
Every day. I would be just a sleeveless jacket all day along with it all buttoned down, gold chains. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. But John, am I right? Or do people see what I'm saying, or am I really just kind of, am I being a negative Nancy? Go to mybookie.ag, use that promo code Weighing In, and they'll give you additional spending cash with your first initial deposit.
100% agree.